Happy Friday, mathematicians! So we are actually officially past the halfway point of Module 5. So great job. Keep up the good work. So today this video is for Lesson 15. So these supplies will be found in the new packet that was sent home earlier this week that hopefully your parents picked up, maybe, I think everyone picked up actually, Tuesday or Wednesday. That's the same packet where the calendar math was in, the same packet where the poetry pack was in, the same packet that had like the boy jumping in the rain puddle for some word family practice. It had some story maps. So in that manila envelope that you got earlier this week, you'll have two new math packets. One is the template packet and one is the problem set packet. So you will need your problem set for the end of class. And I don't think there's any templates in there for today. I don't think we printed any. So let's get started on our new math lesson. So yesterday we worked on arrays. And first we started by working on arrays that are in a row, and I can show you the pictures that we did yesterday of the ducks and the hexagons and the stars. And then after that we moved into arrays that were a circle shape, and we talked about that in a circular configuration. So we're going to continue the idea of circle configurations this morning. So I made two circular configurations. One of the Pac-Man shape and one of some arrows. So what I want you to do is look at these circular configurations and figure out how many arrows, how many Pac-Mans there are. So it's going to be tricky for you, especially since you're looking at a screen and then counting it. You can't necessarily draw or mark off as you do it, so we can do it together. So I'm going to start counting at this arrow on the top, and then I'm going to go from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now yesterday I showed you how we could make a circle around those 10. It helps us keep track of our counting, so we know this is 10, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, or 10, 4. So now that we figured that out, you can grab your paper and your writing tool, and I want you to practice writing the number 14. Awesome. Let's do the Pac-Mans now, and we'll do it the same sort of way. I'm going to get a different marker. This one's starting not to work as well as it should. So let's start counting the Pac-Mans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I will do the circle again so we can use that as a tool. So that's 10. There's a lot left though. Not as easy to just see 4 arrows. So let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 10, 8, or if you want to do shortcut counting, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So now grab your pen and let's practice writing the number 18. Awesome. Now I don't know for sure, I don't remember if this got printed, but if you have this template, it's Lesson 15 Fluency Template. It's page 216. It would be the first page. You can grab that now. If not, we'll just do it all together right here. So it says, whisper, count, and draw in more shapes to match the number. So 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Awesome. Now let's do the next one. 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. If you're following along, that's awesome. Okay, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We did similar activity, the same similar activity yesterday in your homework and problem set pages, right? There was a lot where you had to fill in the missing shapes. And the last one is 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 plus signs. That was definitely the hardest one to draw, the plus signs. Okay, awesome job, guys. So let's keep on moving. So now we have a story today. It's a little bit different. You guys can draw along with me, but it's using a donut, one of my favorite things. So now this donut shop guy has some sprinkles he's going to add to his donut. He's going to add 14 sprinkles. So I'm going to show you what 14 looks like with these red dots. So that's 10. And then I'm going to put 4 right here. So I made one big row of 10 and 4 ones. If you have any counters or some chocolate chips or anything you want, you could do the same thing and make a circle that looks like a donut. Donuts are pretty easy to draw, right? So Perry, the donut shop owner, has 14 sprinkles he's going to add to his donut. Now, these will not fit on here. And nor is the donut long like this, right? The donut sprinkles need to go in the same shape as the donut, so in a circle shape. So now I'm going to switch these to a circular configuration, just like we started the class with the Pac-Mans and the arrows. So now my sprinkles for my donuts are in a circle shape. So I took my 10 and 4 and I turned it into one big circle. If I still wanted to check to make sure I still had 10 and 4, I could do this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we did this yesterday also. So this is a little bit of review. 10 and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 10, 4. 14 sprinkles. Now that you figured out your 14 sprinkles, you can add 14 sprinkles to your cupcake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 sprinkles on Perry's donut. And the say 10 way, right, is 10, 4, 14. And we already have a 14 right there, so you could practice drawing a 14 again. The number bond for this configuration I drew right here, this circular configuration, would be 14 sprinkles in total. We put 10 in a group together, and we had 4 extras, 4 left out of the circle. So that's 14. Awesome. Now, our main point of our lesson today is actually something we haven't reviewed in a long time. So, it is counting by tens, which is perfect because yesterday, Thursday, was the 150th day of school, and we counted by tens all the way to 150. But today, we're actually going to use our large Reckon-Rick, which has been a little bit damaged, but I'm going to try to make it work. So, we have our large Reckon-Rick. I got it right here. Just going to make sure it's all put together correctly. It's a little bit broken for some reason. Okay. So we haven't used our large Reckon-Rick in a while. We have used our little one, but not the large one. So now that I got our Reck and Rick all together, so we can really work on it. So let's count the top row on our Reck and Rick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, remember, Reck and Ricks are, you can do it into 10 groups or even 5 groups, right? Because there's 5 white and 5 red, so you know this is 5 and this is 5. 5 and 5 is 10. Now do all these other rows that we didn't look at. Who thinks they're the same as the first row? Thumbs up. Who thinks they're different? Well, let's slide over the second one. Now, what do you see there? Do they match? Are they equal? Do they have the same amount as the first row? Does this one have the same amount? Yes. That's what a Reck and Rick's strength is. That each row is the same amount of 10. So this is just like a group of 10 ones. 10, 1, right? If we're doing our say 10 counting, 10, 1. It's a perfect example of that. So now let's use our Reck and Rick and we're going to count by tens because these are in groups of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Awesome. Now I know we're really good at counting by tens up because we did it to 150 yesterday, but what about backwards? So we know this is 100, so we would say 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, and 10. Awesome. Okay, so now that we practice using our 100 Reck and Rick counting up and down by tens, I want to show you another math tool we have. So I pulled out these cards, and they're 10 frame cards. So we do a lot of 5 frames, but now this is a 10 frame. So there's 10 dots, right? In the 5 groups way, right? 5 and 5. So 10, right? Now, let's put them all out. I'm going to put out to 100. And now we're not going to practice counting the same way we did with the Reck and Rick in groups of 10, 10, 20, 30, and then we did backwards 30, 20, 10. We're going to now do our 10 group counting the say 10 way. So think about that for a minute. Our say 10 way says the amount of tens first, right? For example, 14 is 10, 4. So how would we count these 10 frame cards in the say 10 way? So think for a second. So this is just 10. Now 2 tens, right? Now 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens, 9 tens, 10 tens. And on the 100th day of school, we talked all about 10 times 10 is 100. So 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens, 9 tens, 10 tens. Now, let's just make sure we understand, and we're going to count it the regular way now. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Awesome job keeping up with me with the counting. Now, we're going to do a little flash game. So I'm going to scooch all the cards to the side. And then in the middle, I'm going to just scooch a certain number of 10 frames over. When I put that number of 10 frames, I want you to grab your paper and your writing tool, and we're going to practice writing these numbers. We've been practicing last week a lot of writing our teen numbers. Now we're going to start writing these numbers. Now remember, they're all going to end with the number 0 because there's no number that is going to be hiding the 0 in these. They're all groups of whole tens. There's no extra ones in this activity. So, I put out some 10 frames. Look at it for a minute and figure out the value of this. You can count it 2 ways. You can count it regular way by tens, 10, 20, 30. You could do it the say 10 way, 10, 2 tens, 3 tens. Either way you count it to get to the total, I want you to then write that number. So we write 3, 0, 30. Awesome. Okay, let's try it again. So I'm going to slide some over. Okay, I want you to figure out, let me scooch them all up so you can see them all. How many are in the middle? Remember, there's 2 different ways you can count. We're only counting these ones in the circle. So you can count regular by tens, or you can count the say 10 way. I'm going to give everyone a minute to figure it out, and then I'm going to demonstrate both. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens. 70. Awesome. Okay, let's just do one more. So, here we go. So remember, we're just adding the ones in the circle, counting the ones in the circle. Use one of the 2 approaches. Maybe if you counted regular last time, try the say 10 counting this time, or vice versa. I'll do it opposite this time. Last time I started regular counting, so this time I'll say 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So you practice writing 50. And remember, they all end with 0 because they're whole groups of tens. There's no extra ones. Okay, it's time for our problem set. So grab your problem set sheets. It says Lesson 15 Problem Set, page 210. I'm going to scooch these 10 frames over so I can hang up our paper. And you might think, wow, that looks so familiar, Miss Tracy, because it does. It's the same 10 frame cards that we were just using. So it's a like a practice, reconfirming, like reaffirming the information we just learned. So count up by tens and write the numbers. So the first one's done for you. 10, 10, 20, already done. 10, 20, 30. So write 30. Then the next one, 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, the next one's done for you. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's already written. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then keep going for the next one. So count the 10 frames. You can count it 10 by tens like I was, or you could switch to the say 10 way, right? 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens. 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens. Finish the last couple on your own. Now the next page is a staircase. We reviewed this idea, I think it was just last week. Help the puppy down the stairs. Count by tens, write the numbers. So there's the puppy and he wants to get down here. Maybe there's a bone waiting for him or a dog treat. So 190, remember we're counting down, less, 190, 80, 70, 190, 80, 70, 60, keep going, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Awesome. So this one was counting down, so get the puppy down the stairs. Now down here it says count by tens, this count up. So the bottom page is counting up the say 10 ways. So I'll scooch this a little bit closer. Sorry guys if you couldn't see it very well. So 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens. Now I want you to finish the rest. 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens. Great, so first we did our 10 frame counting. Then we did counting down by tens and counting up the say 10 way. Now we have another page that looks just like this. 10, 2 tens, 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, 40, and keep going. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, you write 50. 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, already written for you, and then do the last 3. Now count down and up the say 10 way. So you can see this arrow is pointing down, so you count down there. 100 is 10 tens, 90 is 9 tens, 80 is 8 tens, 70 is 7 tens, 60 is 6 tens. That was counting down, just like how we helped the puppy count down the stairs to get to his treat. Now this side is counting up. 10, 1 10, 20, 2 tens, 30, 3 tens, 40, 4 tens, 50, 5 tens. Okay? Now there's a page that looks just like the dog, but this time it says count down by 10 and write the number on the top of each stair. So there's a little rabbit and you want to count down. So we're practicing down from 100, 100, 90, 80, and then keep going down the stairs. So that's the same thing as the dog, so it's more practice. And then the last page, if you want to do the homework page, is count down the say 10 way, write the missing numbers. So you're writing the numbers and the say 10 way. So we have 100, and that's 10 tens. Then we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 9 tens. Then 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens is 80, 8 tens. So 80, 8 tens, 90, 9 tens, 100, 10 tens. And then you can keep going down the count. Okay guys, have a great afternoon. Happy math!